Hey, what's up, everybody? It is me here with my very late shenanigans. I know. And the reason why, y'all, is because I wasn't going to do it at all. I'm sick of looking at these people. I'm sick of it. Y'all remember when I reviewed Married at First Sight? For y'all who've been here a while, and I reviewed it and I had got fed up with it. I had a party when it was over. I'm not quite at that level, but it's getting real close. But I said to myself, you know what? You already be effing around and not doing the review at all. Stick to your commitments, okay? Get up there and do the video. I know I'm several days late. Is there a part 2 to this reunion? Probably so. I'm several days late, but I'm going to do what thus says the Lord. So I came on here and I said, let's do the review. I'm literally just now watching the show. Spoilers and all, y'all. I didn't even care. So this is going to be called Ready to Not Give a Damn. Because that's where I'm at with it. Ready to love the reunion. Let's talk about it. So I wish we would have started the show out with everybody standing up, because I like to see what everybody has on. It's really hard to see when everybody is sitting down, and the cast photos, you got to search for them. Like, they don't just circulate openly on social media. But from what I'm seeing so far, I think I like what, what's her name? I forgot the girl's name. You see, these people they just leave my mind. But baby girl in the blue, it had like the little cutouts. I think I like that outfit, but I don't know yet. I got to see a little bit more of it. I haven't decided on a favorite yet, y'all. I'm still watching. I'm going to decide by the end. But I'm going to tell you who was really still in the show. Gerald Levert Jr. You ain't have to come in and do him like that, did you? Not the mustard color crushed velvet with the bow tie. See, Chris thought he was going to show up with his bow tie, but Morier said, not so fast, young brother. I'm coming in with my bow tie and my crushed mustard velvet jacket. As soon as I saw him, y'all, I said, I ain't much on Casanova. Hey, me and Romeo ain't never been friends. You better do that, Gerald Levert Jr. Okay. Then he had some sunglasses on. Was they sunglasses? Y'all, them wasn't description. They wasn't description, was they, Maria? Okay, let me get on subject. And no, I have not had coffee. The reunion. Okay. The reunion starts out with, y'all know the first part of the reunion is always annoying because it starts out with talking about everything that happened on the show, and they show a bunch of flashbacks. I think they could take a page out of some of the other more seasoned shows, reunions, and not give us so much flashback. It's like rewatching the show all over again. But we discuss the curveballs. Okay, we show some clips and we get into them liking the curveball or not liking the curveball. I think Chris kind of liked being a curveball. Katarina did not like being a curveball. She says that she felt like she was late, like everybody had already latched in on the person they wanted to deal with, and she came in late in the game, and it was really hard to make connections with people. So she sits on the stage with some of her mens, you know, the ones that she was interested in and interested in her. Q, I think, was one of them. I don't know if Chris was ever one. I don't think Chris was on the stage. Q was one, though, definitely. Herbert was one. Gerald Levert Jr. was one. And so they're talking about her connections and why she liked them. And then Nephew Tommy does ask her, how did Morier end up being the one that you really honed in on? And I thought to myself, because he was the one left. The other ones got sent home. I don't care. I always will say Katarina was just trying to stick around, okay? Whatever's clever. But she says that with the other guys, she had to kind of work for hers. You know, she wasn't used to having to do a lot of initiation and calling and checking in. She's used to a man that was very intentional, and Morier was very intentional. I said, you ain't know you was dealing with an old player, okay? When you take a page out of Gerald Levert book, you ain't got no choice but to be intentional. All right, not Mr. Too Damn Good to You. I'm gonna stop. Okay, so that is who ended up being the one she really liked in the end. Q, she says, pretty much let her know early, look, I can't focus. I can't do it. I said, Janelle, I'm sure they hadn't had sex or nothing like that, but Janelle, you put it on them, didn't you? You put something on them. The boy couldn't even focus on nobody else. He had her in the game. She had him in the game early. So she kind of felt like she got friend zoned by a lot of the guys, and some guys wouldn't even give her a conversation. Like, she just could not get anything done because she had gotten there late. And so I never considered that side of being the curveball. I mean, I've thought about it, of course, but I didn't know how bad it could get. So I was actually glad that they gave Katarina that time to talk about it. We also get to see, remember I said we don't even know what happened with Morier and Katarina. Like, it's like she just dropped off the show. We got to see, I guess, like a deleted scene of her and Morier talking, and he does give her a flower and told her that it wasn't going to work for him. He felt very strongly connected to Jessica, still wanted them to be great friends, and she cried and thanked Morier for making that process easier for her, to which Morier tells us on the couch that had it not been for the time, Katarina definitely would have been a choice. He definitely would have developed feelings for her. And here comes Jessica and, Janelle hating in the back. They was looking at each other 5 minutes in. They already exchanging looks to each other 5 minutes into the reunion. But Jessica back there talking about, excuse Jessica, why is that hard to believe? Like, you knew that already. Did you not? She had to have known that. I mean, the boy has been saying it on the last couple of episodes that they just didn't have enough time. So, Jessica, stop this. All right, let's see what else is happening. All right. So the next segment, we have Unique and Red in the thought job. I ain't never thought I ain't want to hear something ever again in my life. Why are we still talking about, but you know what? It was a prominent part of the show. So they show the clips, and then she describes what a thought job is. And a thought job is nothing more but a position that puts you at the attention of the opposite sex. She said it way better than I did. She made it sound like a very professional term, by the way. But nephew Tyler Perry, he always trying to play dumb, talking about what's a thought? What thought mean? You know what thought mean, nephew Tyler Perry. Don't make me slap you. So she is saying that she was not saying that you are necessarily a thought, but you may have a thought job, which would be a comedian, a DJ, a personal trainer. I was waiting on Q to get up and say, I ain't no thought, but he didn't do that. All right. So he didn't get upset. He don't take it like Red take it. And Red said he don't care. He ain't never letting it go. He got t-shirts on his website. Unique was amusing to me at first when she was going back and forth with Red. It actually was kind of funny, but it got unfunny when she was trying to spill some tea, but not spill some tea, but accidentally spill some tea, but didn't want to tell the tea. I was just like, Unique, you could have kept it. They started going back and forth about how Red wanted to talk to her, and Red was sending messages. Well, let me start over. Unique had heard something. She brought it to Red while they were on the show. Red said they could talk about it to the side. She had heard something from somebody who was not on the show. Red said they could talk about it on the side. They never did talk about it. Red sent her a message that went unanswered saying, are you ready to talk? Then he sent her a DM. They said, are you ready to talk? Now, Red, I noticed you said you only sent one message, but then you was like, okay, I sent you a message and I sent you a DM. Red, now you just said, but okay, I don't know how long ago this was. Maybe he forgot. And nephew Tyler Perry is like, okay, the messages were sent. What was it? Tell us what it was. Unique beating around the bush. It was information. It was some information that maybe we shouldn't share. Well, you brought it up, Unique. And so she finally gets around to saying it has something to do with his child. Now, here comes Super Save a Hole Janelle. I didn't even know she was on the stage. She comes through talking about, can I offer a suggestion? No, you cannot. Now, we've been through another reunion where somebody else thought they was a host. You remember that reunion where one of the ladies thought they were the host? And we kept asking ourselves, why she keep talking? She not the host? That's what it was given. So she was like, I would like to offer a suggestion that if it's children, that those things should be off the table. And while I do agree with her, I do believe nephew Tyler Perry was about to set it straight. You not the host, devil in a blue dress. So we get that settled. Unique gonna keep her mouth shut. Red ain't letting go of the thought job comment. You can get the t-shirts on his website. He does say that he's been out with a few of the women. He's been out with Janelle. I say, oh, as what? Friends. He's been out with Kira. He's been out with Tequila. He's been out with women that's got their right mind about them. They head on straight. That was some shade at Unique. Unique don't care, child. She up there. She looked like she lived to be a troll. She really do look pleased with herself. And I was laughed. I laughed up until we got to the part about something with his children. I don't want to talk about that. So anyway, y'all, that was it for their little segment. Y'all, let me sit down. Y'all, we gonna talk about Jessica and Morier in a minute, but first we gotta talk about this fool Habibi. We gotta talk about the disciple, and he showed up in velvet discipleship. Yes, he did. Habibi. So we flash back to some of the things Habibi, has done and was alleged to have done. And we get on the stage and they really want Habibi to cop to it and apologize for the things. Nephew Tyler Perry is trying to tell him, like, what do you have to say for yourself, Habibi, disciple? What do you have to say for yourself? Habibi says he doesn't believe his mouth is capable of saying such malefic things, y'all, and people are chuckling. It is the most awkward part of this entire reunion. More awkward than Jessica and Morier sitting there looking dumb. But it is the most awkward part of this reunion, and people are kind of just, it's like an uncomfortable laughter almost. When it comes to the situation between him and Sierra, now that part, I really do think he was just being funny. Like, oh, your friend, like if you say you were saying something about your friend and your other friend might be like, oh, girl, she ain't SHIT for that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of where he was going, but I can see why Sierra was like, hey, don't be saying that about my mama now. I don't care if you were joking. And as him and Sierra are trying to discuss what he said, he was like, sometimes parents like to put themselves off on people. And everybody was like, what? What is he talking about? I knew what Habibi was talking about, but it seemed like the stuff that he was saying, it seemed like he was just, it just seemed like it was coming out of left field. Like you had to figure out what part of the conversation that Habibi was in. It's like his mind was thinking something and he would say it, but you were trying to, you don't know what he was thinking. You just hear him blurting stuff out. So he was like, parents like to put themselves off on people. And Sierra was like, what? Huh? And nephew Tommy was like, parents like to do what? And he was like, parents like to put themselves off on people. Now, putting together the context clues, I know as a viewer and being able to see that they just showed the clips, I know that Habibi is talking about, possibly Sierra's parents trying to, but you know what? That don't even make no sense. Because Sierra didn't say nothing about her mama trying to listen, I'm not about to sit here and try to understand Habibi. You see how I just made myself confused trying to understand Habibi? And I'm not even going to cut that part out because that's what it's like trying to understand a person who not well. Okay? You drive your own self crazy. You sound crazy trying to match they crazy. So Habibi and Sierra are sitting there having this weird conversation because even though the disciple is slow, Sierra, you not too far ahead of him. Something wrong with you too. And she is just like, but we were talking about crawfish. And Habibi says, crawfish was my first word. I said, what? Y'all. So we move forward and Janelle is just like, why are we sitting here trying to get a grown man to understand his actions? Now, that's one thing I did agree with Janelle on. Now, I'm sick of her trying to be the host because she's still doing it. But I agree with Janelle. Why are we sitting here talking to Habibi? This man done brought his saxophone. So Janelle starts going back and forth with Habibi because Habibi is saying he did apologize. And Janelle is like, you did not apologize. I did apologize. And then Kira, I think it was Kira that popped up and said he apologized. And Janelle is just like, apologize for what? What are you apologizing for? And Habibi was just like, I don't even think he apologized again to Janelle. He is basically telling Janelle that he didn't say the things that she is saying that he said in regards to her chest and her appearance. And he was like, I did not do that. You seem to be the only one with a problem. And she was just like, no, you can ask any of these other ladies. And what you said to me was completely disrespectful. And yes, you did say it. Your eyes were glued to my chest as soon as I turned around. And Habibi is just like, no, they were not. No, that's not what happened. So Janelle's getting worked up. Janelle is getting upset. Nephew Tyler Perry tries to bring it back again, tries to get him to apologize, to which Janelle gets up and leaves and says, y'all got it. She's backstage. She's saying that he was disrespectful and she can't believe this. Y'all, Habibi is trying to follow her backstage to talk to her. And she was like, get away from me. Now listen, I agree to that as well. Now I do feel like Janelle, I feel like Janelle's giving Star the show. Okay. She's giving very much, I'm the headliner. Okay. I'm no background singer. But I do understand when I walk off stage, I don't want nobody following me out there, especially not you when you've already creeped me out. I personally wouldn't have talked to Habibi at all if I felt that uncomfortable around. I wouldn't have said nothing to him. I would have just probably folded my arms and continued to let the other ladies talk if they wanted to talk, because Habibi's a fool, y'all. He is a fool. But I did understand why she got irritated and got up and left. And I also understand her getting mad. Like, this is what we don't do. Don't let him follow me. Because yes, don't let him. I just told y'all what he said about me. Don't let him follow me back here. So while she's back there having her moment, Herbert comes to check on her, ironically. And she was just like, no, that is out of line. I said, boy, y'all better give my girl her Oscar. Okay. When it come time for the daytime Emmys, is Ready to Love considered a daytime show, a primetime show? I want my girl to be up for an award. No, let me quit playing, because she may have really felt disrespected. So let me not joke about it. Y'all, why does Negro out there playing the saxophone? Why is he out there playing his saxophone while all of this is going on? And then Kira looking annoyed, y'all. The whole thing was the most awkward thing I've ever seen, honestly. I can't even believe I talked about it for this long. Let's move on. Well, what y'all thought about that? Like, do y'all feel like Janelle was doing the most, or you felt like she was justified? It was a little much for me, but I do understand why she felt disrespected by him. I do understand that. He a fool, though. He a fool. So, then we talk about, I want to talk about Jessica and Morier. They came before this. Jessica and Morier were on that stage being weird. Like, their body language was saying one thing, but they were telling us that they're still very much together. They're dating each other. They do have a connection. And Gerald Levert Jr. even tell us next time nephew Tyler Perry see them, it's going to be white picket fence, kids, marriage. And everybody backstage, they not buying it. We not buying it because, ain't nobody buying it. But I'm going to say this, Sierra, Katarina, don't be back there rolling your eyes and doing all of that, because, y'all didn't get to end the show. So, it make y'all look like some haters when y'all back there doing the rolling of the eyes and and huffing and puffing. Don't be doing all that, y'all. Let this play it cool. Y'all too fine for that. All right? Keep it real cute and classy. Ain't no sweat on y'all brow about this man. But anyway, y'all, what did y'all think? I do think they're still probably dating each other, but I also think they just saving face for the show. Like, even if they wasn't together, they agreed to keep a united front until the reunion aired. But y'all can let me know what y'all think. All right, so we pick up with Marvin. Marvin got on a little bit of razzle dazzle. Not much with him. He talks about his time on the show. He talks about how he wanted to put himself out in the open. He wanted to be true to himself, which I think is good. It's very important that you put those things, your proclivities out, because if you try to hide it, you'll be unhappy. And if you don't give another person the choice to know what it is about you, and then you try to cheat because you're trying to get your proclivities off, it's not fair to the person that you're with. You could have told them. They may have been into it for all you know. So I'm glad Marvin showed up to the process as him. However, I don't know what he really expected out of this process, because most women aren't going to be with it. And even if they are, they're not going to be with it openly on camera on a show like this. They may do it in their personal life, but they may not want it on TV. So anyway, they have a tickler on stage, to which nephew Tommy say he gonna take it home, and Jacqueline gonna be scared. I said, Jacqueline ain't gonna be scared of that tickler. I'm sure Jacqueline done had her a tickler or two. May not have looked like that one, okay? May have been a little throwback tickle. But anyway, Unique says she liked Marvin initially because she's had a lot of standard sex in her life. She's been divorced and she's ready for some new. Okay, she wants somebody to show her something different. And Marvin fit the bill. But Marvin does say that it didn't work out with him and Unique because he met somebody that fits him. And he just knew that there was somebody out there for him, and he feels like he has found that person. Something tells me that this is probably a woman that was interested in having more children. You remember Unique wasn't really with that, and that seemed to be a point of contention for Marvin. So it didn't end in a couple thing for them, but she did attend one of his events, right? So then we move on from there, and we get Tequil on stage. Now that outfit was horrible, y'all. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. But they're talking about Tequila's time on the show, y'all. Tequila is throwing all kind of shade. I don't even know how they got to her throwing shade, but she ends up talking about Phil and how one minute he portrays himself as this man who's traditional and wants a family, but then just backstage, he told somebody he eat I'm assuming they meant the cooch. He eat it first. And Phil is just like, I did say that, but that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about right now. And she brings up the fact, I could say that I don't like men who are broke. I don't like folks who don't have any money. I don't like people that have had to file for bankruptcy. And Phil is just like, oh, y'all, it's not funny. And I don't think Phil deserved to catch that stray, but it was the way she was just kind of throwing it around like, yeah, I don't like men who don't have their finances together. And I don't like men who had to file for bankruptcy. Phil says he was in real estate and his properties went down and, his finances went down with it. He had to file for bankruptcy. So I guess Aries was right on the money. But, I know that don't make you broke. There are plenty of people wealthy who have had to file for bankruptcy, too. So anyway, I think it just clears you or relieves you of your debt, I believe. So after that, he calls her childish, and she was like, it's a lot of people around here that's childish, including the people that's sitting on the couch with you. And Phil is just like, what? So who's sitting on the couch with Phil, y'all? Jessica and Janelle, okay, the duo, the dynamic duo. And they are kind of looking at Tequila like, this girl is something that's wrong with her. She starts talking about how when nephew Tommy brings up Habibi and how protective Tequila was of him, she brings up how a lot of people were saying things on camera and off camera that were hurtful to other people. Like one minute Janelle will say, I don't want to tear down our black men on television. And then the next minute her and Jessica are saying that I'm crazy and I need to take my meds and all this other stuff. And I was just like, well, Tequila, was this before or after you almost fought them at the doggone at the eliminations? Like, which one was it? But Janelle is just like, look, girl, y'all, I really don't like Janelle. If you can't already tell, I really do not like Janelle. Tequila is crazy. Tequila is disrespectful. And, she got a little, she a little round. She got a little round the way in her, right? But I think Tequila knows that about herself. I don't feel like Tequila comes on stage and tries to portray herself as this very high class, sedity, I don't stoop to certain levels type of woman. She lets you know I'm a gutter one and I will go there with you if needed, feathers and all. The fact that Janelle, even when she did the first 2 episodes of the show, I would have never thought that she would get to this point or I would feel this way about her. And she came off as like so sweet and so bubbly, only to find out that she really just a mean girl. She's a mean girl. And I think Jessica probably is one too. Not as mean as Janelle, but she is probably one too. But she more of a sidekick. She's the Jennifer Williams. Janelle is the Evelyn Lozada, right? But I just was looking at her like, oh my gosh, you get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. So, girl, I don't know what the problem is. I don't care to know. I wish y'all could see how I'm doing my head. But she just doing the most, doing extra. And I got to say, Tequila, baby girl, you held your own. Because I know it don't take you much to go from 0 to 100. And I thought you were going to do it out there on that stage when she did that. But you held your own right there. And I got to say, I'm proud of you. Now, I'm disappointed what you did later. But right there, I was proud of you because you said, okay, well, I guess we ain't got no problem. I'm going to let it go. It's done. And I was like, good. Very good. Because that could have went left really quick. But then we go backstage and child. And this is what I'm saying. Janelle, don't portray yourself to be some classy girl who I just don't like to tear down our men and I don't want to police these grown men and tell them how they should be behaving and I'm a black woman this, I'm a black woman that. You could have went backstage and carried on about your evening. What did you do when you got back there? Oh, someone's feather. Now we know ain't nobody wore no atrocious outfit with no feathers on it but Tequila. So you knew that you were antagonizing that girl and you tried to do it on stage and it didn't work. So you got backstage and you tried to do it. And that was it, baby. Okay. Tequila didn't say you had one more time. She said that was your last time, right? She made up in her mind that it was whatever. So she is just like, Janelle, what do you want to do? What you trying to do? What you want to do? Yeah, my feathers is all over the place. I was just like, oh, snap. So Janelle fires back with, what, Tequila, do you want to fight me? Is that what you want to do? She beating her hands on the table. I said, now listen, if I had to put my money on anybody, I'm putting my hands on Tequila. Now, most of the time I don't put my money on the person that's making the scene the way that Tequila is, because she talk about she'll set it off, she knocking over tables. But something just tells me that she don't fight fair. I believe she got some razors or something hidden up in them feathers. That's why she wore it. But y'all, I don't know. I might be being biased. It was all ignorant, but something about, I just don't like Janelle. And I don't like her because she portrays to try to be something else. And if she just would just put it out there, maybe I would like her a little bit more, because Tequila do put hers out there, as ignorant as it can be. But she portrays herself to try to be something else, and it really gets on my nerves. She thinks she is the star of the show. You can tell by the way she conducted herself at this reunion. And she's sitting up there with that split it on the side of her dress, making all these suggestions. And listen, I got a little cellulite too, but I bet you ain't going to get up there with no split on the side showing my cellulite on national television. I know I'm not going to do that. I know I'm not going to do that. And I do have it. But you ain't going to catch these thighs out in front of y'all, baby. I'm going to keep that split to the knee. All right? These thighs will not, y'all will not see it. The dimple. She just sitting up there full of dimples. Shapewear done stopped working by the time she got backstage. Just sloppy. Sloppy. I normally don't run down on no woman like that. But Janelle, child, she deserved it. All right? Cancel me. Don't cancel me, y'all. I ain't got enough subscribers to get canceled. Let me go to bed because I'm rambling. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the reunion. I don't like none of these people, y'all. Bye.